Hi everyone, welcome back to this session of PMP drag and drop questions, perfect for preparing for your PMP exam. This one we're going through 10 more questions, a wonderful way to prepare and get up to speed on the latest definitions, on the latest order and process of things in the project management process, and looking at scenarios and problem solving. A really great way to get up to speed or review just before your exam. They come from the PMBOK Guide 7th edition, Process Groups Practice Guide, and the Agile Practice Guide to get a whole range of project scenarios and information. And of course, this will be made available in my Udemy course, which is currently the highest rated Udemy course at 4.8, which is just wonderful. Thank you so much to all of the awesome students there. Go and check that out if you want to. Let's get into the first question. Okay, project process groups. All right, looks like, our classic initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling and closing. And what have we got? The project sponsor approves the project charter. And the project manager identifies the project stakeholders. That happens in initiating. The project manager develops the project management plan. We are planning, and the team collect requirements and define the scope and basically everything to do with our plans, risk plan, quality plan, schedule and cost, our budget. Really cool. The team manages project knowledge, acquire resources. We're doing things, we are executing things, and we implement the risk responses. We're doing the risk responses as well, executing. And the project customer validates the project scope based on the quality test outcomes. That happens just before closing. So usually our project sponsor or the high-level project customer might approve of those things that we've delivered, and usually they use the test results to do that, just so that it's nice and easy. The last one is closing, of course, and where we create the final report. Let's have a look, and there we go. Process Groups, a practice guide, page 1, introduction, or basically this will come from all of the process groups. Very handy to know. All right, let's see what we've got next. Project artifacts. A project manager needs a feasibility study to confirm if a project will offer value. That is our business case. A project sponsor needs to formally authorize a project. We do that with our project charter. Exactly right. A project manager needs a plan for managing the project, including the scope, schedule, cost, and quality. And we just spoke about that. That's our project management plan and all of the bits and pieces that go into that, all the subsidiary plans, risk plan, communications plan. Now, if a Scrum Master needs a collaborative document that outlines how the team will work effectively throughout the project, this is our way of working, our team charter. Let's quickly check. And there we go, PMBOK Guide 7th edition, commonly used artifacts that we've got here. Team charter is a wonderful agile one that you'll see come up in resources in the Process Groups Practice Guide as well. All right, next one, doing great. Process Groups inputs, tools and techniques, and outputs. A project manager is working to acquire resources. Okay, and I like this because we've got, it basically tells us what we're working on here. Acquiring those resources, let's have a look. Project team assignments, because who is assigned within the team? That one makes sense. A project manager sees gaps in the team's work and needs to develop the team. This is very handy. It's laid out very nicely for us, actually. What are we going to do here? Team performance assessments. We're going to assess the team performance. A business analyst is facilitating a session to identify stakeholders. We're going to do that with our stakeholder register. And the project management team directs and manages the project work. We're going to use our project management information system, or put all of our project data and information into that information system so that we can usually get a report by analyzing all of that data. Let's have a look and see how we went. Excellent work. Process Groups, a practice guide, all the ITTOs, or the inputs, tools and techniques, and outputs for that. Fantastic stuff. All right. Directions of influence. Do you remember this one? This is fairly straightforward. If it's senior management, a sponsor, or a steering committee, they are above where we are currently. The project team or specialists providing knowledge or skills to the project. Ooh, that's a tricky one. I wonder if that's sideways. That might be downwards actually. People within the project so that we are managing. So we're slightly above in the directions of influence anyway. Peers of the project manager, other middle managers and people in charge of resources in a functional area, for example, they're going to be sideways to us. And that means suppliers or government departments or even users of the system or the thing that we're delivering are outside the project team. They are outward for our directions of influence. And there we go. Absolutely fantastic. How did you guys go with that one? Directions of influence in the process groups practice guide, page 302. Excellent stuff. All right, halfway through this little section. Paul sends information to people by email who need to receive it. That is pushing information. We're pushing it out to other people. The project stakeholders can access information on a web portal at their own discretion. That is pull communication. They are pulling it towards themselves whenever they're ready to access it. Anne talks in a straightforward linear process. A sender transmits a message to a receiver. That's basic communication, so nothing fancy there. We're not actually getting confirmation that the message was correct, and we do that in interactive communication. Stakeholders have a two-way exchange, emphasizing ongoing dialogue and mutual understanding between parties. The best example of this I have heard is in Playing to Win, the book by Alan Lafley, I think, and they talk about the assertive inquiry, where this is what I think. Do you have anything else that you need to add, or do you agree? And that's just checking your understanding. It's a two-way exchange. And there we are, all confirmed. Page 252 in the process groups practice guide under communication methods. Fantastic stuff. All right, let's get into the next one. Responsibility assignment. So responsibility assignment matrix is our RAM that you'll see, but a RACI is our who is responsible, who's accountable, who's consulted, and who's informed. So Olivia provides expert judgment on part of a system for a project. That means we are going to consult them on that information. They're providing their expertise. Ben creates, this is a key word here, the system flowchart to show people how it works. He is responsible for creating that item. Sarah signs off on the project deliverable, approving it for release. She is the approver. She signs off on it. She is accountable for that item. And frontline workers need to be told about changes to the system. They need to be informed. So that is our RACI. Let's have a quick check and see how we went. All locked in. Absolutely fantastic. Process groups, a practice guide, page 293 under responsibility assignment matrix if you want to check that out for yourself. All right, couple to go in this little section. What have we got here? Ben stops talking to Anna and retreats from the conflict situation, resolving conflict. This is withdrawing and avoiding the situation. And we'll look at this in a second, but I think that's either a lose-lose situation or a lose-win situation. But let's see, Amy concedes her position to the needs of others to maintain harmony and relationships. She is accommodating her position, so accommodating other people, Claire wants everyone to get along and asking that each party gives something up to resolve the conflict. Claire is compromising here. And Michael pushes his viewpoint on the issue at the expense of others. He is forcing the issue on other people. Now let's just double check this and make sure we got it correct. Okay, that is correct. And so what we're looking at here is smooth and accommodate. Compromising and reconciling is a lose-lose. Forcing or directing is a win-lose because you're winning and someone else is losing. And smoothing and accommodating, I think, is a lose-win. And maybe withdrawing is actually also a lose-lose, I think. The only one that's win-win is problem solving and collaborating with your team. But check that out on page 258 under conflict management. Okay, let's see what we've got next. Interpersonal skills. James gets stakeholders together in a workshop to quickly reconcile differences and reveal issues earlier. James is facilitating and problem solving here. Isabel thinks before she acts and is empathetic to others in a high-stress situation. That is emotional intelligence. We're looking at our effect and other people's effect emotionally. Benjamin acknowledges and clarifies and confirms to ensure understanding. He is using active listening. And Maria clearly articulates points and positions, gathering information to reach agreements. Maria is influencing here. Let's check it out. Excellent, that's all good. Process groups, a practice guide, page 331, interpersonal and team skills. Wonderful stuff. All right, let's check out the next one. And we've got some of the best stuff out there. It is risk, our favorite thing. Leah identifies a risk, but doesn't have the authority to perform the response. Leah needs to escalate this because it's outside of her control. Riley asks the project team to remove some of their planned scope to eliminate the threat. They are avoiding the threat because they're not doing that part of the project that would lead to the threat. Owen hires a contracting company to deal with a dangerous part of their project. He is transferring the threat to a third party. John takes specific action to reduce the probability or the impact of the threat. He is mitigating the threat through his actions. And Luke acknowledges that there is a risk in his functional area, but decides to take no action. He is accepting the threat. Now let's have a quick check. Looks like we got those correct. Page 303, strategies for overall project risk. Wonderful stuff. And also wonderful stuff is the last one here for opportunities as well. Very, very important. Jade discovers an opportunity to improve the system, but it's outside the scope of the project. That sounds familiar. It's like our other one. It is escalating because it's outside of the scope of our project. Liam wants to make sure that an opportunity for a joint venture actually happens. Now, that's either enhance or exploit. I think if we're definitely doing it, we're exploiting it. Let's have a look at the other ones just in case. Sam finds an opportunity in the system, but his project doesn't need it, so he offers it to someone else. He is sharing the opportunity. Anna takes steps to increase the probability of the opportunity occurring. She is enhancing that probability of the opportunity happening, which is great. And Sarah acknowledges that the opportunity is there, but decides not to take any action. Sarah is accepting that opportunity without any action. Let's double check. All fantastic. That has come through. Page 303, strategies for overall project risk. And a strategy for overall passing your PMP is exactly what you're doing right now. You are doing an amazing job. Keep going, keep learning. This is the kind of information that will help you in your career and will help you to pass your PMP exam. I absolutely know that you can do it, and I truly believe in you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.